Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful, blessed people of God. Takes a little while for the streaming to kick in. There we go. Let's get ourselves situated on Instagram. Good morning, Instagram. All right, your girl is in slow motion today, but I hope that the live stream is up and running on all of the platforms that it should be. I am super, super tired today, but I'm here. So let me check. Let me just check, make sure all systems are going. Again, it takes a minute for it to show up. Da, 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 da. But I say good morning to each and every one of you. Yeah, it really, there we go. All right. I was going to say it takes a really long time for this new platform to kind of kick over so that I can see that I am live. But once my profile lights up, I believe it's good to go. So I say good morning to each and every one of you. Yep, there she is. There she is. Very, very well. And I guess since I'm on here checking, I might as well share it over to the other side. I want life to be simpler. I do, I do, I do. But I also don't want to pay $1 million. I don't want to pay $1 million, and I want life to be simpler. That should not be such a big task to take on. So let me share this. Morning live. All right, so I think we're up. I think we're moving. Instagram is going. To God be the glory. Let me check YouTube. Make sure YouTube is doing what YouTube is supposed to do. Yes. No. Maybe not. Yes. YouTube is YouTubing. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so I think she's rocking and rolling this morning. I say good morning to each and every one of you. I hope and I pray that all is well. Oh, there's my comments. I almost forgot to put my comments up. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Leslie. Blessings to you. I love it. I love it. Leslie's getting started. She's already up and coaching. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Carol. Blessings to you, Queen. I pray all is well with you. I think the comments come in too small. I'm wondering if there's a way that I can change the comments so that I can see them, make them a little bit bigger. I'm afraid that it might be too small when you all see it on your side. No, it's not bad on Instagram. But nonetheless, I'm here. Yes, girl, I'm trying out these new eye patches. I think they're called 24 karat gold or something like into that. But they has I love it. I love it. I They have collagen in it, and I guess it's supposed to help take down some of the puffiness. And even though I don't feel like I struggle in that area, to God be the glory. Out of the number of things that I do struggle with, the under eye puffiness is not one of them. But I did buy them because I do need to get back into my collagen usage. Once upon a time, I was using collagen every day, if not twice a day. And I love the collagen. And I really feel like I need to get back into taking the collagen. so that the so that just for the generalized support for your mind, not your mind, your skin, your bones. And so I said I need to get into a habit of using them. So I did purchase these quite a while ago, and I sat them in the refrigerator, and I almost forgot they were in there. So I decided to take them out. And one thing I can say is that they feel really nice. It really does feel quite refreshing under the eyes. And so that's one of the reasons why I put them on this morning. And if I don't remind myself, it's like if I don't do it during the live, I feel like I'll forget, or I'll start getting busy and go from there. But they make it feel pretty refreshed, and I like that. I am super, super exhausted today. Like I feel really, really tired. Many of you may know, many may not know, and I'll share it now. I have been experiencing migraines for, I want to say, going on 2 weeks. Um, yeah, and it's not really cool. It's not really cool. Oh God, Leslie, I can't stand okra. No, I just wouldn't. If that was the only way I could get it, I would never have it, because I do not like okra, not one bit. So, thank God for alternatives, right? Thank God for that. I did see the weather report flash. They said some type of freeze warning. I saw on the weather report yesterday, some type of freeze warning. And I was like, what does that even mean when we're in spring? So Carol is saying it's a little colder outside. So I guess we should dress accordingly. Because I'm ready for spring. I'm not into this cold weather gig. But nonetheless, I am super tired this morning and yesterday. Like I seem to be waking up tired, and that's not a good thing for me. I don't particularly care for that. And so I'm just trying to slow and steady it, get my momentum going, and get this day done. Get this day done. So I do have quite a bit on my agenda today, but one of the things that I've been really, really trying to focus on is just resting. Resting, resting, resting is my ultimate key. Thank you so much, Leslie. And so that's my hashtag goal, is to rest. So get out, do what you got to do, come back, rest, 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 rest. And that's literally been my agenda for, I want to say, the week, couple of weeks, that I have been very, very tired. And so just getting that rest in to keep myself together. But other than that, all is well in my world. I hope and I pray that all is well in your world. If it's a little bit chillier for where you're at, um, you know, make good use of it, right? Make good use of the day, the time. The sun is shining, so regardless of whether if it's a little cool or not, it still appears to be quite a beautiful day. So I am going to take advantage of that. I Last night I jumped on my live to test out a new platform. So I'm not certain if you all could tell, but I am utilizing a different platform to stream my lives. I was kind of hoping that this new platform would integrate Instagram a little bit better, but it's not, and I don't particularly like that. Good morning, Grace. Thank you so much for tuning in. We've got YouTube in the house, but yes, so I am streaming from a new platform, and I'm hoping that this will work. It is a little bit similar to StreamYard, which I was using before, but I want to, I wanted to try something a little bit different. I still feel like I'm limited here. The only difference is that this is a little bit less expensive than StreamYard. So I do need to kind of play around with this and see what is good. Okay, it looks cleaner. All right, that's a good look. Thank you for that. So yeah, so sometimes in life you got to try stuff out. You got to try something new. So the whole eye patch things, I've never really used them, but you try something new, right? So streaming, you get comfortable in one thing, try something new. So we'll see what works. We'll build a system out of it, and we go from there. So um, yeah, so it is. Look, here's to new things. So you just try something new, and I say here's to new things. But I'm grateful just for the opportunity. And so last night I was on here just kind of playing around. This does have some really nice features to it that I will try to explore a little bit more. Oh, and let me mention this before I forget, in case you all have not seen it. I'll be putting up a little bit more about it on my Facebook page this week. But this coming Sunday, which is Sunday the 17th. Sunday the 17th, I will be a very good, Carol. Sunday the 17th, I will be hosting a virtual summit, and a few ladies that you probably will all know are coming on to my YouTube channel. So it will be streaming live from my YouTube channel, Shaniqua Inspires. It's called the P4 Virtual Retreat, and it's going to be an empowerment session for women in particularly. But I do believe that men, we don't exclude men. I think men can learn from the conversations that us ladies have together as well. And so we're going to be getting together on my YouTube channel, Shaniqua Inspires, this coming Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start. And it shouldn't be more than, I mean, give or take an hour or so, but we're gonna be talking some things for empowerment, because I really believe that there's always room for empowerment, right? There's always room for the encouragement, the upliftment, the push, right? The soft, gentle push, sometimes the firm, swift kick. There's always room for that. And so I'm grateful to be able to utilize my platform to service the women who will tune in. And so we will have the information and get it out and shared, and so that everyone will be in position. And it should be a great event. Again, I'm not too sure if I'm going to use this new platform or if I'm going to go running back to StreamYard. Like, I need the comfortability. And I said to myself, I said, Shanique, well, why would you try out something new when you got a new adventure coming up? Like, why would you do that? Like, that just was not the best of looks. But sometimes when it's time for a new thing, like, we got to do it ready or not, right? So it's ready or not, you got to jump in there. And a lot of people stay because of things like that, right? Oh, now it's not a good time for me to start something new because I've got to wait until this. I gotta wait until the kids get older. I gotta wait till the kids get out of school. I gotta wait until mama decides to do this. Or I gotta wait. I gotta wait. I gotta wait. That's like becomes the story of our lives. We gotta wait. We gotta wait until. We gotta wait until. And I know I can give that attestation. That has been a story of my world a number of times. I gotta wait until. I gotta wait until. Like, so you want the perfect situation. You want to try your best to create the perfect environment, the perfect atmosphere. But truth be told, there's no such thing. Sometimes you got to learn it on the fly. Sometimes you got to build the bridge while you're standing out in the deep. It's not always let me do it and get it perfected and then cross. Sometimes you got to do it mid fire, right? So Jesus showed up in the fire, right? The fire wasn't over. The three Hebrew boys didn't, put the fire out. Jesus showed up in the fire. So sometimes we've got to do things in the midst of the situation, and that is where we shine. That is where we gain our power. That is where we gain our strength. So stop waiting for the perfected moment and get it done. So if you are called to do a virtual summit, if you are called to write a book, if you are called to start a new business, if you are called, whatever it is you are called to do, why do you keep waiting? Why do you keep waiting? Life is filled with unperfected moments. Why do we wait? And again, it boils down to this control factor. I want to control the outcome, but the outcome is not controllable. Sure, we can do everything to the best of our ability, but truth be told, the outcome is unpredictable. We do not have control over the outcome. We like to believe that we have control over the outcome, but that is not the case. If we want to surrender, if we want to submit to God and trusting in His will, it is going to take us taking our hands off of it and doing it in God's timing. So instead of waiting for the perfected moment, what you should be trying to perfect is your timing, that your response time is perfected, that your response time is better than it was. Yesterday we were talking about the issue not being, you've got what you need around you. It's an absorption issue, meaning that you're in the right space, right? But it's just a matter of it being absorbed. Something is stopping it from absorbing into your system. And so the true same is true for today's conversation. Us deciding to wait. Again, that's leaning into our own understanding. We could have all of the information, but we're not going. And what's the reason why we're not going? What's the reason why we're not executing? Is it because we are waiting for the perfected situation? Oh, I'm going to wait until the summer when the kids are off and I'll have a little bit more time. That's probably one of the greatest lies I ever told myself, because the summer is not, you know, the golden hour. The golden hour is when God says the golden hour is. But we want to wait until we feel, and I'm guilty of this, and I do this a lot. I'll hear conversation, I'll have conversation with the Lord, and I'll stop and I'm like, oh, that was so profound, and I'll write it down. But instead of me releasing it on the spot, I hold it, and I hold it to time it out with the algorithms. I'm like, oh wait, the algorithms, now is not a good time for me to post something on my Instagram. I got to wait until the perfected hour. Well, who's to say God won't give you something in that quote unquote perfected hour, but it's it's contingent upon you releasing in the moment. What if what if that perfect moment that we are trying our best to create, what if that perfect moment is contingent upon the now? So what you do now is going to dictate that quote unquote perfect moment that you are planning for, that you are preparing for, that you are hoping for. But it really has a lot to do with what you do in the now. I'm going to look up the definition, even though I know it because I've spoken on this before. But I'm going to look up the definition and read the definition of the word now. The definition of the word now: the present time, immediately, without delay. Let's go into Webster's. Webster says the word now is at the present time or moment, in the time immediately before the present, in the time immediately to follow. I'm going to look up another word. So we like to think of the word future, right? So when we look up the word future, existing or occurring at a later time. So the future is existing in our minds. We capture it as um, a later time. But when we read the definition of now, now is not only at the present moment, now is the time immediately to follow. So future is something later on, but now speaks to the future. Now speaks to the future. There we go. Look, Leslie threw it up in another language for us. Like, there we go. Now. So, what are you waiting for? I know you're waiting for life to get in alignment. I know you're waiting for the money to get in the bank. I know all the things. We could sit here and we could make a whole list, right? We could make a whole list of what we're waiting for. We could sit here and you could take time throughout your day and make a list of all of the things you're waiting for. You wait for the bus, you wait for the subway, you're waiting for your children to get ready, you're waiting for your boss to submit the assignments. You're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. But if you're waiting and not doing anything, you're wasting time. If you're waiting and not doing anything, you are wasting time. So let's say I want to write a book. I'll just use it as an example. I want to write a book, but I'm waiting. And truth be told, I'm telling on myself. Look, come on, okay. I'll bring it out. I would tell on myself. Okay. So I have a book already written. I have a book already written. It's locked, it's loaded. All I have to do is hit send for it to get published. And I was waiting. Okay. So we're making a list of the things that we're waiting on. I was waiting for the people to be ready. I wanted the people to be ready. So I was waiting. That was, my God. My God. How many years ago? At least 5 years, maybe 6 years ago. And what I say is, oh, I'm waiting on the people. I want the people to want the book. So I'm waiting on the people to get ready. Rather than releasing the book and then getting the people ready, talking about the book, encouraging people to buy the book, showing people what they'll get out of it. Instead of doing it in that order, we sit and we wait. We wait for the perfect situation. I've got a number of books started and not finished. That's a wasted effort. So all of the time and energy that I took at that moment in time to craft up at least half, if not more than half of the book, that's all now a waste. So what do you do while you're waiting? Even if the book is not completely finished, what little things can you work on? Right, Carol, let's stop calling ourselves out. Let me go on to another example so we can stop putting our business out on Front Street, right? Like let's talk about something else. Let's talk about people called to start a business. Right, I do a lot of work with aspiring entrepreneurs, entrepreneurs who have not been in the realm of business for a long time. So those are the individuals that I help, that I support, that I coach, that I lead by example to get their business together. And even if you don't have, so a lot of people wait. They say, well, I'm waiting because I need money so that I can get my website going. Okay, great. I understand it does take a sum of money to invest into your website so that you can create a site where your customers can come, they could shop, they can see who, what, why they should be over here fellowshipping with you. I get it. And from a business standpoint, I know the importance of a nice looking, an official looking website. When I started my business, I started from the bare minimum, the basics. My Stronger Through Faith publishing website was very basic. It was very generalized because I knew the importance of having one, but I did not want to spend the money investing in cultivating it and getting it all with the razzle dazzle bells and whistles. Okay. But I started somewhere. I knew the value in having a website, but I did not have the money to pay for an elaborate, fancy website. But at the very least, I put something up. I put something up. I use one of those free sites and I put something up. So at the very least, the people had what they needed. that I didn't leave people high and dry, wondering and pondering and questioning about the services, when at the very least there was something up. May not have been the way I wanted it to be, but at the very least it was something. Today, when I coach entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, you don't have money for the website? Cool, but you got to do something. While you're waiting for the funds to generate, you got to do something. Social media. Social media is free. We need to take advantage of it still being free, because I'm certain eventually they're going to want to put a price tag to it, like everything else. So it's free. It's a free way for you to market your business. If someone is inquiring about your services, why you don't have a social media page that speaks to it? Oh, because people want websites. Yes, people want websites, but they, at the very least, because let me tell you this, I'm going to put this truth out there. You can tell me your website all day long. That's not the first thing I'm going to run to. If you tell me your business name, the first thing that I'm going to run to is social media. It is not your website. So you can tell me your website is www dot blah, 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 blah. I don't care, because the first place that I'm going to search a business for, especially a small business, especially if I'm speaking with an entrepreneur, the first place I want to look is on your social media. Because before I commit to going onto your website, scared I might see something I like and want to buy it, I'm not going to buy it until I know, like, and trust you. So I would go to your social medias first. But you, as the entrepreneur, you're waiting until you have money to build this website rather than starting where the people are already at. We're wasting time during our waiting. We're wasting time during our waiting. So now our waiting is in vain. Our waiting is now in vain. It's a wasted effort. So, whatever it is, and you have to soul search, you have to sit, go back, have a conversation with God, revisit the plan, go back over the blueprint and say, okay, Lord, I remember you telling me this. Is this still the case? Is this still where I need to be? Is this still the choice I need to be making? Is this still the plan for my life for now? Which speaks to the present, the moment before, and the moment after. Now, hits all three areas. That's what the Webster said. That's what Webster said. The definition of now, according to Webster, at the present time or moment, in the time immediately before the present, in the time immediately to follow. That's before, during, and after. The definition of now speaks to before, during, and after. So then you ask yourself, if what you are doing now, does it prepare you before, during, and after? So if you know you're called to be an author, that is something for the later time. But what are you doing now? And does what you're doing now support the before, the during, and the after? And if what you're doing now is sitting around, laying in the bed, sleep, how does that prepare you before, during, and after? So, how do you become a good steward, a better steward over your now? You become a better steward over your now when you go back to God, right? I know what He told me yesterday. I know what His plans were for yesterday, but I need to check in now because I want to make certain that I'm making the right steps. Is today still part of the plan? Is what I'm doing today, is that still part of the overall plan? And we have the right to choose. And if somehow the plan change, I have to be prepared before, during, and after. So I need to make better usage. Does that make sense? I need to better utilize my now. I need to better utilize my now. So, what you do at this present moment is preparing you for the next. When I woke up this morning, I was very tired. Alarm clock went off at 6:30. I didn't get up out of the bed until 7:45. I was tired. And I laid in the bed. I prayed to God. I spoke to God. I just was like, I'm so tired. I said, I don't like this feeling. I'm so tired. I'm so very tired. And I'm like, what gives, God? And then I said to myself, I said, well, self, you got to get up. It's almost 8:30. You got to get yourself together for your live. But I laid there for a second and I contemplated. I was like, I'm really tired today, Lord. I'm like, maybe I should not do the live. I was like, because then I got to jump on the new platform. I got to test this thing out. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, there's a lot of logistical stuff that has to take place. It's not all easy and peasy like how it was before when I just stepped out the house and put the phone on and ta-da, I'm live. A lot more technicality, a little bit more complicated now. And I laid there and I contemplated, should I do it? And then I needed to ask myself the question, is what I'm doing now preparing me for the what's to come? So if I had just laid in the bed and said, no, I'm just going to rest, I'm just going to lay here, it would not have prepared me for the what's to come. Yes, I would have been rested, but truth be told, I would have still been tired. Like, Truth be told, if you tired, it don't matter how long you lay in the bed, you still will be tired. And I still got to get up and go out. So it's not even like I could have went back to sleep and chilled out. No, you got things to do today. So instead of laying in the bed, instead of opting not to come and do the live, I took a deep breath and I said, ready or not, here I come. And I jumped up out of the bed and I got myself together and I did the live. Didn't know what I was going to talk about. Felt like I was rambling, and y'all know I don't like to feel like I'm rambling. But then the Lord revealed. He revealed. The now speaks to the present, the past, and the future. And because I got up, because I persevered against all odds, my future is now secure. Because truth be told, I feel a little bit more energized. I feel like, you know, I'm waking up. This refreshing feeling under my eyes, I'm feeling it all over now. And I feel like I'm better prepared for the what's to come. Why? Because your now dictates that. Do not despise small beginnings. You just got to be willing to start. So even if you don't have money for the fancy website, what can you do now? Can you start writing out the information you want to be on the website? Can you start picking out the colors? Can you start picking out what pictures you need, what testimonials? Like, can you start now? So, what can you do now? Something small, something minute, but still grand in its intent, still grand in its impact. Maybe you can't up and leave the job right now. But can you get a plan together as to what you're going to do next? Are you starting your own business? Are you going to get another job? Like, what does that all look like? Can you brainstorm? Can you strategize? Can you go back to God and say, all right, now, what now? All right, God, what now? All right, God, what now? Okay, and what about now? Okay, and what about now? Because that little bit of time passes. I need to check in with God and be like, okay, now what? Got up. I did my morning lives. Now what? Okay, is it still the plan for me to go and see the clients? Okay. And after that, then what? So take charge of your day. Become better prepared for your future by perfecting, practicing, doing what you can now. Amen. How can you prepare for the future? Because oftentimes they say anxiety comes when you're looking too far ahead. Depression comes when you're looking behind. So how do you prevent the anxiety of keeping the future at the forefront of your brain? And that moment, that remedy is called the now. The now is the regulator. What you do now is the regulator. This is one of the reasons why I start and stop books when I'm writing. I said I wasn't going to talk about myself no more, but here we go. I can start and get almost done and then stop. Never release. Because of the now. I can do it now. But then something entangles me, and the now only speaks to the past, the present, but something stops me from getting it to the future. But the time is now. I not my definition, Webster's definition. Present, past, future. Past, present, and future is now. So constantly stay in now mode, asking the Lord, what am I to do now? Now, now, now. So that's it. That's all I got. That's all I'm look. That ain't all that's not all I'm got. That's all I'm giving. Oh, I feel so good. It's all I'm giving. I ain't giving no more. I'm not giving you no more other than now. So go forward. My eyes do feel so relaxed. Go forward, embracing your now, and your now again, and your now again, and your now again. Embrace it and stop allowing the future to get you tripped up, because your moments of now are literally preparing you for it. So go forward. Have a beautiful and blessed day. I will see you all back on here tomorrow, God willing. God willing, I persevered through all of the tiredness to get back here tomorrow. But you all be abundantly blessed, and I'll see you again later. Take care, everyone. And